Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It's the midweek midday talk show, and we are live. Yes, 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 yes. I've been counting down to today's session because I've received a lot of complaints, issues, comments, frustrations, etc. from parents. Okay, so this is that time where you get to call your family, call your friends, and say the show has begun. The show has begun. Excuse me. Let everyone who is parenting a pre-teenager, a teenager, come on live and let's have this conversation about our teens and their habits. Okay, so who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Who's there? Share, comment, let everyone know that we're here. Good morning. No, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Larian, Lexi Fox, Lucy Craft, Linda, Shira, Space Trace. Hope I got that right. Good afternoon to every one of us. Okay, so let's go. 2 weeks ago, we talked about, how our girls are really, 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 really interested in just fun things, media, not just media, entertainment. Yeah, entertainment, videos, movies, songs, and stuff like that. And then last week, we talked about the boys and their love for games. Today, we're going to be talking generally to both boys and girls about their habits. Now, I've been doing a study, very intense study about habits recently. Excuse me. Not just for teaching sake, but also for myself. Mhm. Habits are things that we feel like, oh, I already know much about it because I'm an adult. Oh, I already got it. I've got it covered just because I'm an adult. No, it doesn't go that way. And I realized that for you to actually do well in life, you must constantly pay attention to your habits. Yes, ma'am. So good to see you, Olayinka. I'm sorry about that. Happy to see you, ma'am, mother of one of my girls. Okay, yes, because when I hear Queen Mother, they're the ones that call me Queen Mother. So, at the root and the foundation of everyone's life, every human being's life, at the root of it, whether you're rich or poor, whether you're successful or you're not successful, whether you're a celebrity or you're a non-entity. I'm sorry to use that word. At the root, at the foundation, at the base of your life are your habits. Habits are that important. Most times people say village people are the ones doing me. It's your habit that is doing you. I just felt I just felt a missile leave me. It is not your village people doing you. It is your habits doing you. Please, somebody help me write that. So when next you see something not going well, when next you observe a pattern, when next you observe a trend, when next you observe a cycle, before you bind and loose, check your habits. Because truly, your habits can drag you down. They are like demons. So, yeah, in case somebody is still this thing, that know him of the village people, yes. However, the village people will not come in black pants and black clothes. They will come through your habits. Let's even start with ourselves. Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Or rather, good afternoon. So happy to see you. Many times, so I know that a lot of people, are going to jump onto this show because we saw that it had to do with our children. Oh, my children, my help, my teens have so many bad habits, from one bad habit to the other. So we just felt like, yes, yes, let's come and find a solution on how to stop these teenagers from having these bad habits. But how about us? Everything you have today, you deserve. I'm sorry. I believe that what you sow is what you reap. Yes, some things will come in the process of time, but your habit will determine whether you get what you deserve or not. So again, habit. I'm laying this foundation because I want us to take it very seriously. When parents want to register or book sessions for their teenagers that have displayed one um, inappropriate behavior or the other, excuse me, in a way to defend themselves, they say something like, I don't know where we missed it. I don't know what we did wrong. I did everything, and yet this girl chooses to disgrace me. This child, look at what this girl has done, look at what this boy has done. And of course, it doesn't take long before we puncture, before we audit, and we find out that this is where the gaps came from. Now, what are habits? I like to define things, in the simplest form ever, so that you're not just assuming. So I always would describe, would explain, so that you can get it. Habits are the small decisions. Habits are the small decisions we make and the actions we perform every day. Every day. Not as an adult. Habits are not what we do as adults. Habits are the small decisions we make and the actions we exhibit every day. So if at the end of the year you look at your goals and you are not able to achieve them, check your habits. The habits are the problem. Honestly speaking, habits are the determinant factor of whether we succeed in life or not. It is not God, it is not the devil, because God is not going to come and take a decision for you. Nope. In fact, indecision is a sign of mediocrity, Dr. David Oyedepo says. So forget about you waiting on God to come and decide for you. It ain't happening. Now, habits are the usual way or tendency of behaving. Habits are the things we do without thinking or planning. We just do it automatically. So when you find yourself doing something on the spot, you find yourself doing something regularly, you find yourself doing something, responding and acting automatically in a particular way, it has now become a habit. It's not a one-off action. No, it is now a habit. So when you hear people say things like, that is how I am, they are indirectly telling you that those are the habits I have formed, good or bad. That's how I was created. That is my nature. No, it's not just your nature, it is your nurture. You have nurtured yourself into those habits. And so they have become a part of you. They now look like nature. Mm-mm. Because I tell you the truth that if you decide to change what you call nature, it will actually change. Yes. So look at our personality type. You see some people, they are melancholics, for example, meticulous people. They like to be neat. Hello, ma'am. Greetings to you, Hope. Greetings to you, Jama. They like to, do things in a careful, organized way. However, they grow up in a family where everything is upside down. Do you think they're going to remain organized? Of course not. if you are somebody that's an introvert, but you grew up in a family with where they are speaking loudly and everybody just, talk, you will become like that. You will start acting like that. You will take a decision that I don't want to carry last. I don't want to be the one that they will look down on. So I will start speaking. And then you find yourself speaking, and then you now say that that's your nature. No, that's your nurture. So yes, your habits are your nurture, not just your nature. I'm saying this so that we don't keep giving these excuses. Now, even if it is your nature, you can change it. Even if you say, okay, Auntie Tima, on a more serious note, I was born and I found myself behaving like this, you can change it. If something is not good, why must you hold on to it? Why must you hold on to it? There are a lot of things that we were nurtured to have. A lot of habits we were nurtured to have from secondary school, primary school, university. We were nurtured with them. We didn't come with them. So please, enough. Hello, Coach Ruth. I can see you. Thank you so much, the queen of boys. I hope my sons are doing well. Help me take care of those boys for my girls. See for thanks. So habits are really important and a conversation that we cannot afford to avoid or evade because of how guilty we feel. The reason is this. As children, okay, so let me say it this way. Parents are the drivers of their children, but as adults, habits are the drivers. So when your children are small, you drive them. You drive their actions. You give them commands. You give them instructions. They follow. They copy. They obey. But when they are adults and you have stepped aside, when they have left your net, the habits begin to drive them. So my question to you is, how are you preparing your children? What habits are you building in them? Because soon you are going to hand over to your habits, to their habits. You're not handing your children over to their spouse. You're actually handing your children over to their habits. Because it doesn't matter if they are married to the best spouse in the world. If they have bad habits, these habits will drive them and probably drive them out of their marriages. These habits will drive them out of their workplaces. These habits will drive them out of purpose. These habits will drive them out of the kingdom. It is that serious. This is we're hearing of pastors' children actually claiming and declaring that there's no God. Why? As children, you were driving them into the presence of God, but you didn't drive the habits of seeking a personal, lifelong relationship with God. So when they left your house, the habit of feeling like that God was your God, I don't need to pursue a personal relationship with God, now drove them away from God. I hope you get what I'm saying. You are going to be handing over your children to their habits, because the time will come when you will step aside. Parents don't like hearing that. You don't like hearing that the time will come when you don't have any effect, any impact, and much, physical, control on your children. That time is coming. Are you ready? I watched a movie recently on Netflix where three mothers with adult sons drove to go and find their three adult sons, because their three sons forgot to say happy Mother's Day to them. They were not okay. So they drove to another city to find their adult sons. They were already living their lives. One had become gay, one was just camping different girls, one was just confused. And the mothers were trying to still make decisions for these adult men. And the boys kept saying, "No, mom, you can't. No, mom." And they were not okay. They were not all right. At all. They were not all right. Do you know that time is coming? Do you know that the time is coming when your instructions will no longer carry as much weight because they are not in sync with the habits of your children? Those of us that blame school, you blame church, you blame coaches, you drag us, you, everybody, society, you blame everything and everybody except yourself. I am calling you out today and I am saying, go back to the drawing board and begin to intentionally build empowering habits. It's not just good habits, please. Empowering is greater and better than good, because empowering enables them to conquer their world, to fulfill purpose. That's where we are going. Coach Wendy will always say that we're not here to just raise obedient children. My child is just good. My child, who good help now? Good is good, oh, but empowerment is better. Empowerment is better. Are they empowered to fulfill purpose? Good is good, but purpose is better. Because if you are good and you don't fulfill purpose, you have just occupied space. Your child has just occupied space. So here I am saying to you that you need to call the attention of your children and go on an intentional journey of building empowering habits. Now, what are the bad habits that are common with teenagers? Let me see you in the comments. Let me see you in the comments. I know I'm going to get things like, oh, my child doesn't like washing plates after eating. Whatever. Just write down. Let me see in the comments what what the common bad habits your children your children display. Let me see. Please, if you have not followed, if you have not subscribed, you need to do it right now. Stop this minute, subscribe on YouTube, share with your friends, follow on Instagram, follow on Facebook. Thank you so much. And yes, we're preparing seriously for the Global Teens Conference happening this weekend. If you have not already registered your children, you are late. The challenge was, the deadline for the challenge, resourceful teen challenge, was supposed to be today, but we're extending it because we need more entries. Now that the deadline has reached, some of the teenagers are now having cold feet. They are now not confident enough to submit their challenge. So we're going to leave it till we have at least 50 people, at least 50 teenagers. We want it to be really competitive, and we want to encourage other teenagers to, wake up and do something. Don't just sit back and say it's not good enough. Do something. Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing your comments. Let me see. So my daughter likes to sneak to watch movies when she's supposed to be doing her work. My daughter won't sleep till 11 p.m. reading novels, and in the morning she will be tired to wake up. Good. I want practical examples, not just of your children, of other teenagers that you know about generally. So yes, you can share yours, then share others. Let's go. Lack of empathy. Like one of my girls said some time ago. She said, because I don't have any kind of empathy. Please, I'm not like that. Nature versus nurture, right? You're not like that, but you will become like that, man. Excuse me, okay? What are the bad habits? Where are your sons? What are their bad habits? Or what are the common bad habits for boys, for girls? It's not just your child. I hope you know. It's everybody. Everybody who has not yet built intentionally empowering habits, they're going to struggle with almost the same thing. Yes, I can see the king of boys on Instagram. God bless you, Sir Ebuka. Giving you a new name, sir. God bless you and well done for the amazing work that you and Coach Ruth did over the weekend, taking care of sons in-law to be. The Lord bless and honor you both and your team. Okay, so bad habits. Let's go. Somebody else says, my first daughter will pick my phone, though passworded. She will snap like 50 phone pictures in 5 minutes, dropping their clothes anywhere they find it, arguing a lot. Someone else said putting off what she's asked to do immediately till later. Of course, she forgets to do it eventually. I love these these comments that we're sending because they are real. Everything you're writing, trust me, another parent is going through it. Mine, they keep gisting and it becomes wahala to wake up on time. Good. Any other ones? My niece that stays with me likes to snub, as in we're talking to her and she will not even do as if we're talking to her. So attitude. Yeah, I get that. Yes, anyone? I'm trying to see if anybody's going to write something I did not capture. Never keeping their room tidy, no matter how much she's requested to pick up her clothes. Okay? I'm sure everybody reading is like, yes, me too, me too, me too. I get it. You send them on errands and they forget afterwards. So they are unmindful, like they are not paying attention, they're not concentrating. Okay, my son's room is terrible and he sleeps a lot. Okay, okay, what are the other bad habits? What are the other bad habits? What of those that just like to shut themselves out? What of those that don't like to sit in one place? They want to be everywhere. I mean, these teenagers look like one parent gave birth to all of them. Okay, someone else says they refuse to greet sometimes. They refuse to greet sometimes. So it has not yet become a part of them, and we have to constantly remind them. Okay, so I like all that we have shared. Really, really amazing. I want to share, I want to I want to group all of them into about 7 or 8. About seven. About seven. Number one, refusing to accept responsibilities. Laziness is a habit. It starts as a habit, then it now becomes a behavior, then it becomes a lifestyle. That's how it starts. It starts with this is what you're supposed to do, and then you don't do it. And then when we come back, you start giving all manner of excuses, and then somebody just says, "That's just how this my son is." But if you give my daughter, she will do it very well. Or if you give this my other child, they'll do it, but this one never. So what do? You start avoiding the one who doesn't want to take responsibility, and you send the other one. Why you cannot come and go and kill yourself? See the problem? Then those ones now take it and imbibe it as I'll be all right. The other day, this is off record. Somebody I know very closely, who is like a minister in a church, was saying that there is a particular fellow pastor, that is hardly sent on assignment, as in with all the work that the church has. This pastor is never included in anything. So he overheard a conversation and somebody else was saying, "Sir, please, can you give me the code of how you manage to dodge assignment?" I had a good laugh. Like literally, I laughed so hard. So the person was telling me, the family member I know was telling me that he was in shock. He was like, "Are you kidding me?" So there's actually a way somebody can plan to avoid and dodge responsibilities. And it is working. Yes, because it's hardly sent on anything. You see some pastors will be serving, they'll be on their feet for 5 services. Pastor will not, and you'll be there, but you won't do anything. I had a good laugh. Do you know that these children, these our children, do you know that they know? Do you know that they know how to dodge? They know that this other child is the one that likes kitchen. So when it comes to kitchen work, they will dodge and they will form busy doing something else and will enable them. Yes, now just be like, I beg, I don't have energy. Oh, I don't have energy. Please, please, please. Let me call the one that likes to do. Then we now say things like, this one likes it. It comes easily. It comes easy for her. It comes easy for him. Ta! Ta! Stop it. You can't enable them by giving them those excuses. It's going to become a habit. Those are the type that when they get married, when they stay on their own, like the movie I watched, you cannot sleep inside the house because it's stinking and smelling. Why? As children, they refuse to accept responsibilities. And you collected the responsibilities and gave somebody else. who you say likes it or does it easily. Number two, procrastination. Procrastination is a bad habit. And the thing with procrastination is how you do one thing is how you do everything. Yes, you can procrastinate tasks, but do you know at a point you begin to procrastinate purpose? That is where the problem is. You begin to procrastinate purpose. You begin to procrastinate goals. You begin to procrastinate self-development. You just procrastinate everything. You procrastinate your relationship with God. You just procrastinate everything. So this is why we must pay attention. Please, somebody make sure you write down what it is that I've mentioned. Refusing to accept responsibility, number one, that's laziness. Number two, procrastination and giving up too soon on our goals and self. The reason you give up too soon is because you are not even used to doing one thing. So why won't you give up? You're shouting, teenagers, be resilient, be resilient. They can't be resilient because they have not dealt with procrastination. They are not used to being hands-on, to finishing what they start, so they can't be resilient. And then you're complaining, oh, my child, I don't just get it. I can't even get this child to do anything. It started with procrastination. I'll do it later. One day, the parents in the girls' home, the mothers in the girls' home were dragging my girls. They were like, these girls, they don't like to do chores. Do you know when I had a meeting with the girls, just me and them, they were saying, Auntie Tima, we didn't say we will not do it. We said we will do it when we want to do it. And I said, no, hold it there. Hold it there, my daughters, all of you queen daughters, hold it. Life is in phases and is in seasons. You do not get the chance to do what you like, whenever you like, and however you like. What's that? There's a schedule. You must follow it. What is the meaning about it? We didn't say we will not do it. Meanwhile, we all know that they end up not doing it. So what is it? You are supposed to cook. You refuse to cook. And then you just want to wait until your parents are at the door. Then you go and cook and then you say, but mommy, didn't I cook? No. That is how they now program, their brains are now programmed to feel that you can do anything you like whenever you like. I see the governor, Coach Kuleloge. By the way, the governor is going to add another year tomorrow. Let me be the one to announce it now. The governor is my husband and I's marriage counselor and my business mentor. So yes, I have the right to announce his birthday. Happy birthday to you in advance, sir. The governor is the heartthrob of my bestie sister and friend, Coach Wendy. Thank you so much for joining, sir. Yes, life is in phases. Life is in phases. I hear parents complain that my children are very unmotivated. It's a common thing with teenagers. That drive, they don't have it. They are usually just laid back. It started from procrastinating, putting off tasks, putting off what you're supposed to do now, putting it off for later. Let me tell you something with how bad. Okay, so Coach Wendy now followed man to come to the class. It's okay. Welcome to you, Versisis. I see you. Welcome, ma'am. All right. So these children, when they get used to doing what they like, and then we say something like, oh, but she's a sanguine, and that is the problem of a sanguine. Again, you want to put nature over nurture. I have heard people, Coach Wendy, I've heard her say her son is sanguine, and he had a nature problem of not managing time well. As at last year, he was made the timekeeper in his school. Nurture over nature. That procrastination, that sluggishness. Hey, I don't know, when I see teenagers walking like what me and my friends call Nsanganama, like a jellyfish, like you are falling, like you are dying. The day I went out with my son, and he was just walking and hitting the floor in the middle of the road. I say, my friend, like everybody was just watching the drama. I said, when you walk, You walk like a general. You square your shoulders, you put your head up, and you lift up your feet. You walk and you look around. So you want to put your head down so that they can come and kidnap you, Abi? That's how it starts. It starts from simple things. It starts from simple things. Like how quick, how responsive are our children. I see Coach Folake. My people is here. Thank you so much. Coach Folake is a psychologist, and she's already saying the nature versus nurture controversy. It will continue to be a controversy because these are the problems that we see with teenagers. And then we're now trying to manage them as adults. Everyday therapy, everyday wahala. Why? As children, they were not made to stand up. Why are you having a 14 years old and you're still planning anything? Why? You have a 16-year-old and you're still the one doing everything. You have an event, you're the one calling, you're the one ordering, you're still ordering things yourself. You're still going to the market and you have 16 years old. I don't understand. You say, because if I give it to him, he's going to take the whole day. Hello? What's that? That's how he starts now. And then tomorrow he's 60. He will not tell you, the owner of Kentucky Fried Chicken started his purpose at 75. And 30 man didn't see it's never too late. Even Abraham said, look, God can deal with anybody whenever they are ready. Every day is your day. The day you are ready is God. What are all those things we say? Life is in season. Life is in phase. I heard Dr. David Oyedepo on Sunday say, in fact, he was screaming that at 19, he read the scripture that says that he's supposed to bear his burden when he's young. You think I want to be commandant at 60? Why now? Why? Excuse me. Why? Why are we wanting to fulfill purpose? The purpose of a 30-year-old person, 20-year-old person, you want to do it at 60. My daughter and I were talking the other day, and she was saying, no, because when I start fulfilling purpose, I say, who told you you're going to start? Because when it says purpose is not a clothes that you bring out from wardrobe. I say, you are already in your purpose, my friend. But you're like, oh, I'm just learning, I'm just preparing. I say, you are already in purpose. Start now, stop procrastinating. When he finishes school, you get a good job, you go abroad, do his masters, then he will now come and boom, he will now fulfill purpose. Hello. Start now. Right this minute. Begin to build the habit. Look, let's have a sense of urgency. There is something about the way we are just also relaxed, so just at ease, no energy. We're just waiting for when and what or who. Let's stop enabling these children, please. Children can start fulfilling purpose. We have resources that we're creating for the teenagers over the weekend. And in one of them, we mentioned about, we shared with them teenagers that are already making a difference in the world. Did they swear for us? I didn't see Nigerians' names there. Meanwhile, we have teenagers that are doing amazing things. Where are they? On TikTok, dancing. Let me not even go there. Dancing. Your child is up to date with their TikTok. And please, not if they have a phone. Even those that don't have phone. Even those that don't have phone, they're on TikTok, dancing, sending updates of their fun time. But they are procrastinating, doing purpose, making a difference, being resourceful. And we're telling them that allow them to concentrate. And say, Tima, you people, you coaches, allow them focus on their academics. Now, what is it? They will be distracted. As we speak, they are currently distracted. And because TikTok will not let them focus. Instagram, it will not let them. Snapchat, it will not. Hello, Auntie Tegra. I see you. Auntie Tegra is an amazing drug recovery coach doing great works with young people, so she understands what I'm saying. Plus, Auntie Tegra had a very eventful teenage, so she speaks to teenagers with so much passion because she like she will always say, if I knew what I know now, I would have done better. So let's go to bad habits number 3, oversleeping and staying up late. I saw that many of us wrote it. Even when they're in bed. See, sleeping early is a habit. Ask me about it. I used to say I'm nocturnal when I'm around, when it is 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, my energy just comes alive. Nature, That's how my nature is. That's how I am. Oh, that's how I am. That's how I am. I just start off late, and then towards evening, I am now energized. If you chat me at 12, I'll respond. Chat me at 1 a.m., I'll respond. Chat, what is it? It's a bad habit. Let us call it what it is now. Let's stop calling it how I am. Nature, personality, temperament. It's a bad habit. Because I was researching about top 10, 20 successful people in the world. One thing they have in common is they rise early. You cannot rise early if you sleep late. You can't rise early if you sleep late. So this thing of that's how they are. They'll outgrow it. I am 40 plus. It is only recent in the past few years that I intentionally started trying to build the habit. It was hard. I remember them to drag me. One day he came to the office at 9. He said, "You're not at work." I said, "I'm close to the office." He said, "It's unacceptable." I was dragged. Before I used to come to work, 10, 11. I said, because I was working, I was working late in the night. I said, then don't work late in the night. That's a simple mathematics. Now don't work late so that you can wake early. And these children are doing it. There was a day I was awake at 11. I heard some children, hey, this kind, it was like 10 a.m. Talking. I was like, these children can never wake up early. They wake up early, they'll be grumpy. Unfortunately, they'll take it into adulthood. This is the problem we're having. Check it. Every one of us that struggle waking up early is how we are. Is how we have always been. So please, go back home and set a system of making children sleep early, teenagers inclusive, and ourselves. We too, let's sleep early. My own has been coming down. I'm headed for 10 p.m. I'm still not there yet. To show you that is the struggle. I'm still not there yet. I'm just still coming. And then you say, my child had bad habits. They are procrastination because they slept late, so they don't have enough energy to do your task. What's the next one? Mindless scrolling on social media. I don't need to overemphasize this. We already know. It's a bad habit. You need to find a way. Find a way. Check your children's screen time. There's a feature like that on the phone. You will see 17 hours. Somebody's asking, what is the definition of sleeping early or late? So, night cometh when no man walks. That's the definition. When night time reaches, it's time to sleep. 9 p.m. for a student who is going to school the next day. Children need about 8 hours or 9 hours of sleep. And they are going to wake up. What time do they wake up? So you do the mathematics so that you know when is the night time that cometh that no man walketh. As Jesus said. So if your child is going to go to school at 6 or at 7, they have to be awake to do their morning devotion, to do their morning chores, to do the calculation. If not, the child will keep being ruffled. This is why children don't have personal time with God. You do devotion in the car. Because we have not had enough time to settle. The day I wake up late, one of my schedule, my morning routine must be affected. Of course it will be affected because of the short time I have to get ready for work. So it's the same thing. Thank you for that question, Mrs. Bello. That was amazing. I hope my girl is doing well. So mindless scrolling on social media, TV, movies, and stuff like that, they are all bad habits. They are all bad habits. The next one is self-sabotage. Some children have the habit of looking down on themselves. And you say, no, this my child just have a low self-confidence. It's a bad habit too. They never think of themselves as good. They're constantly trying to please people. They're constantly trying to, conform to acceptable standards from their peers. It's a bad habit. They are constantly saying yes when they should be saying no, or when they should be saying later. It's a bad habit. It's a decision they may remember our definition at the beginning. A bad habit or habits are decisions that we take. So when you take the decision to say no when you should be saying yes, is a habit. After some time, you get used to it. Everything that comes is a yes from you. Is a bad habit. It's a self-sabotaging habit where you're constantly stopping yourself, preventing yourself, hindering yourself from being all that God wants you to be. We don't like having these conversations, but we need to have them with our children. Very important. Your children need to get used to thinking good of themselves, developing themselves, and not depending on you. I see parents are funny. So we have a program, and then maybe teenagers are asking, maybe trying to raise their hands to speak, and we don't call their children. Then the child goes into a fit and starts crying. Then the parent reaches out to the mentor and says, "My daughter was trying to speak. You didn't call her." I had a very bad case like that last year. The father was upset. They say because of that, we're not coming to the academy again because you don't want to listen to us. And I'm like, hey, God, what kind of trouble have I entered? There's a problem there. Because for how long will you keep speaking up for your child? Why must your child's confidence be tied to whether he or she is being chosen or not? You see some children, they're selecting children to go for a debate or for a competition, or they go and they lose, and then there's a problem. They are stuck. See, it's a habit. Children should get used to being told no. If they refuse you, it's fine. Go home and do better the next day. Why are we closing shop? Because you were not chosen. Why exactly? Why are we all crying? Why are we having a bad day? Because your idea was not selected. Why? Then the child begins to self-sabotage and say, that means I'm not good enough. That means what I said was not good. That means what I prepared was not. That's why some children are not doing the challenge. And that's why I want parents to insist that they do the challenge. That's why we even want to extend it to the borders come back. Let them do the challenge. Come up. Say what you want to say. Do what you need to do. You can't keep speaking for your children. Let them deal with rejection. Let them deal with negative responses. It's part of life. I mean, are you going to go to the airport? Go to the mall? Go to the school authority? You're going to keep going everywhere to say, no, don't say that to my child. How dare you? We speak only affirmations to our children. Don't use such negative words on our children. You are going to go to everybody on the road. You're going to go to the traffic. Yeah, you're going to go like everywhere. You're going to go to their conversations with their children, with their friends, to say, don't talk to your friend like that. You know who you're talking to? Teach these children not to self-sabotage. Number 6, unhealthy consumption of food and substances. Coach Ebuka was saying, and they say I picked from it, that some parents were actually complaining that their children lost weight when they went to camp. My question is camp a fattening room? Because I come from culture and we used to believe in fattening room those days. They put a bride there to fatten before our wedding. So you want your children to just eat anyhow, and it's a bad habit. Guess what? The way they eat is the way they'll consume media. I said it some time back. If your son cannot control his throat, he cannot control his penis. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. If your children cannot control their appetite, they cannot delay gratification, they cannot delay dating, they cannot delay sex, they cannot delay all those things. It's the same thing with the girls. Your body's catching you. Ice cream. You will date a married man. Yes. You can't control yourself now. You can't control your emotions. You cannot from food. You just put anything in your mouth anytime you like. One day I asked a group of teenagers, how many times do you open the fridge in a day? One of them said countless times. Countless. And every time I open, I am looking and expecting to eat something. That's how it starts. If your child is here and is fat, you are enabling a bad habit. You are enabling it because fat comes from food. Yes, I know there's a nature part. Oh, somebody going to say in our family we're all fat. At the root of the fat in that family is indiscipline when it comes to food, lifestyle, diet. So everything is linked. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And this is why these children just are loose. They can just go for parties. They can just go for any kind of event. They just go because there is no restriction, no refraining. Just go where you like, eat what you like. That's how it starts. You know, it's like, but in our family, we don't go to club. Really? You don't go to club, but you eat when you like, however you like. The child will go to club too. Because in club, it's freestyle. It is the same thing. Finally, for this is attitude. Attitude. Oh, we need to run. Our time is going. Attitude. Some children have a bad attitude. I saw a parent was writing here. Was writing here that my child will know you. My niece, we're talking to her and she's not answering. Is an attitude. It is bad. It is bad. One of my children had this. She was dragged by her mentors, dragged heavily, seriously. You don't spring up one attitude because you're a teenager. How? When you enable them, they continue. You see this greeting. Somebody said they forget to greet sometimes. That's how those days we'll be saying, maybe she didn't see the person. Somewhere in her head, we didn't intentionally enable it. Maybe she didn't take notes. You're giving excuses, Abby. Maybe just understand. Maybe she greeted and we didn't hear. You're giving excuses. Maybe you know these children of these days now. And you're hey, what it will become, you will not like. It is going to blow up in such a way that you will cause an embarrassment that you cannot recover from. These little attitudes, right? The way they look, my girls, trust them now. Girls, a girl will look at you up, down, you will be all right. By the time she be looking at you, by the time she hisses at you in secondary school, one of our friends, when she hisses at you, you can commit suicide. The hiss is usually deep. It's attitude. Banging doors, ignoring you when you're talking. You're like, it's like she will outgrow it. That's why some people are losing their jobs. Because they will unknowingly do it to their boss one day. The boss will be like, sorry, you're out of here. Then you now say they have come for me. It's from our foundation. My grandma lost her job. I lost my job. Now my daughter is losing her job. It's not anything more than habits. It's nothing more than habits. Dr. Happiness, you know that kind of hiss. Any day she hisses at you, you will cry in hostel because you can't forget your life. The hiss has meaning. Attitude. Attitude. Rudeness. Rebellion is an attitude. Rebellion is not just disobedience. Rebellion is disobedience plus you wanting to do the opposite. So you want to do your own. Not that you didn't just say you won't do what they said you should do. You will now do your own. It is a habit. So people are rebellious at home, and of course, because you do everything, how you do one thing is how you do everything. They'll be rebellious with the work, with the word of the Lord. They'll be rebellious with their coaches, their teachers. Everywhere they go, they carry rebellion because it is now a way of life. Madam Hope says, when I talk, my son will say, that's how my son will say, that's how my voice is. Exactly. If you keep allowing him, he'll grow up with it. So thank you for pointing to it. Rebellion is a high level of foolishness. Thank you, Aunt Folake. It's a high level of foolishness because you think you know best. The Bible says a student cannot be greater than their teacher. They can only be as great as. So God has a structure and a system of authority. You cannot rise from nowhere now, from where you are. You want to climb the head of your parents, the head of your pastor, the head of... That is what we do that makes us go and drag our men of God? Because you feel you have anointing too to fulfill purpose. So therefore, you have the authority to come and call Daddy jail. All this Dr. Edepo. May thunder not fire us when we are being rebellious, because that was how the devil was thrown out of heaven. Yes, now it was because of saying I can be like God. Who we see, our children have started showing it, and we are enabling them. We just be saying, no, you people take it easy. You too, when you were that age, were you not like that a bit? Teenage rebellion has now become a thing. The place of taking instructions have been shoved to the back. I want Gen Z. Gen Z. You know, now when you say your own, they'll say their own. Really. So we should watch them. We should watch them walk into chaos because they are Gen Z. Hello. Rebellion is a sin. It starts off as a habit. Then it now becomes rooted grounded in the lives of these children. Can we please help them? Baby apostle, everybody is now apostle, apostle, pastor, prophet, bishop. So you will now come and you go and talk to our fathers in the faith. And then tomorrow you say that your children are watching. They saw your comments. You thought they are not on social media, but they are. So they saw your comments that you are among the people that are dragging our fathers in the faith. You don't have the authority or the right to call them out. It's not in your place. That's why our children are behaving anyhow, because they are not used to a system of authority. They are not used to submitting to higher ranks. They are ranked in life. Please. It starts off with little things like greeting, respect, good manners, etc. So how can we help our children? Very simple. How can we? And Winifred just took it out of my mouth. How can we help them? How can we correct this bad behavior? Number one, firstly, focus on building new ones. Now, many times we want to break the bad ones. So we lose sight. We lose sight of what the goal should be. The goal should be, what are the good habits? So I'll give an example. I have the bad habit of sleeping late and waking up late. I can't start saying, no, I want to stop sleeping late. The point is, what is the good habit? I want to start sleeping early. So I focus on, so when do I want to sleep? What do I need to do to sleep early? What are the things I need to, what are the tools I need? An alarm clock, a this. So you focus on the good habits. Do I need to create a schedule and paste it? Like I have one here on my wall. Do I need to paste it? So you are getting tools for the good habits. You don't want them to mindlessly scroll on social media. That means you want them to be resourceful. Okay, let's talk about resourcefulness. What will it take for my child to be resourceful? Books, mentoring, volunteering, having a project at every time, etc. Let's focus on that. You can't just come and be saying, stop all this mindless scrolling. This boy, you don't know this girl, why are you baby? She can't. So you need to focus on something, which is what I'm doing with the girls at the Girls Hub. Auntie Folake is calling me out. This problem of sleeping late, she has experienced it on camp. She wants to sleep. It is time to sleep, and Detima cannot sleep. So she decided to use therapy on me. She said, focus on the white noise. That fan you are listening to, focus on it. And then I slept off. Then she now found out a therapy for me, sleep therapy. Always, so she can't just tell me sleep. At the time, sleep. This girl sleep. It was not working. So you bring the healthier alternative and you present to your children. That's the problem. The problem is that we're always focusing on the don't. What should we do? That's what your children are asking you. So what should we do now? You don't want them to have a rebellious attitude. Then bring honor as a skill. Shout out to Coach Wendy and the TIP family. Instead of concentrating on disobedience and rebellion, bring out honor. Teach them how to honor. Instead of focusing on unhealthy consumption of food, create a healthy meal plan. Create some activities around it. Make it interesting. Before you know what is happening, they have forgotten the other old one. Instead of shouting that this child is just lazy, create a system where you celebrate hard work, diligence in your home. Some of us, the only thing we celebrate in our families, award came first. So that your child that is not coming first, but yet is the disciplined one and does their task on time, never gets celebrated. Can we begin to celebrate these things? Can we begin to celebrate good behavior? I'm tired of only academic words. We need habit award. We need behavioral awards. Yes. Number 2, check your family environment. So when you're focusing on the building new habits, the next will be family environment. Have you activated your family for good habits? When I was preparing this, I was actually reflecting. I was like, gosh, my family environment, is your family set up in a way that your children will not self-sabotage? Is your family set up in a way that they cannot eat anything they like whenever they like? There's no light out in your house, so the fridge open there's no system, nothing, no values, no conversations. You see, we have overflowed the issues of values. There are other issues, and in the inner circle, we shine our light on these things. We have conversations, we have connections, so many things that you can set up as a system for your children to build good habits from. There's also this bad habit of antisocial behavior. It's part of it. Your children can learn to be social, to be friendly in your home. You see all this, everybody's having family time. One child is in the room. That's how he is. So he will never contribute. Let him just be there. He should not come and spoil our family time. Your family environment is going to enable his antisocial habits, bad behavior. Goes to a group, can't have a conversation, can't contribute, nothing. He's just always isolated. And we say that's how he has always been since from when he was a child. We're giving excuses. It won't work. Number 3, friends. Check your friends, your children's friends. Check your friends, check your children's friends. Habits are a criteria for choosing friends. Many times we say, this person is the most intelligent person in the class. Be his friend. Meanwhile, that's the person that is teaching your children how to scroll on social media, how to break security protocols. That, if your children are refusing to be a friend to a particular person, especially the intelligent people, ask them why. Sometimes these substance people take, have you ever seen anyone who took drugs and said that he just stumbled on it online, for example, or he just stumbled on it in the pharmacy and he took it? It was first introduced by a friend. 99.9%, I can tell you, it is friends that enable these habits. Do you know that there was a time during COVID, my house was full with a lot of teenagers, and we had this sleeping early problem. And one of them said to me that, how can you tell us to sleep at 10? 10 is when everybody comes online. Who is everybody? Friends. So you sleep early, but your children can't sleep early because everybody is online at 10. So check friends. Don't let your children choose friends based on family friendship only, based on status, our class. These are the kind of people that we must relate with. No. Don't let it be only because of academic excellence. Let it also be because of habits. Finally, how can we help them? Check their fun quotient. The things that their definition of fun, what is it? Because teenagers need that dopamine. Fun gives them the high, the motivation that they need. So you need to begin to assess what is fun to your children, because they will naturally glean towards the habits that they see in the fun things. for example, twerking. How did twerking start? How did dance this TikTok dancing start? It started from the children loving those things, those series, those movies, and then they saw them and then they invite them. How did attitude, how do girls actually worsen with this their attitude? Isn't it from this their series now? Yesterday I was sharing that you can know the program that your daughters will be hooked onto. I listed a few of them yesterday. You can know. They are usually girly girly, they have girly stuff, they have areas of interest. Girls like friends, girls like boys, girls like fun things. So any program that captures this, your daughter will be interested in it. Now check the program. If they are displaying attitude, your girls will pick attitude from it. If they are displaying immorality, she will pick it up. Check their phone bank. Check their phone bank. What is fun to your children? That is where they'll be picking their habits from. They say what you see, what you behold is what you become. Do you know that what you hear too is also what you become? So this is why we are shouting. Register your children for the Global Teens Conference. Let us come and tell them. Let us come and show them that there is a better way. There is a better alternative to just existing, to just allowing life come to you as you see it. You know, anything goes. There is a better way, which is the path of resourcefulness. If you have not already registered, you are late. Send it to your children's schools, send it to churches, send it to because those children that are not getting trained are going to turn around and influence your children negatively. They're going to become the habit driver. They're the ones that will come, the habit tracker. They will come and teach your children the bad habits that you have not taught them, because they're going to be relating with their peers. So I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to convince and not confuse you that it is possible for you to build good habits in your children. But first, you must start by focusing on the good habits and not the bad habits. Thank you so much, everybody. I think this is my best class for the year so far. This is my best class for the year. My favorite people in the world were here. My the mothers of my girls were here. Everybody was here. I appreciate it. I see my husband somewhere in the background. He does not want to be mentioned. Sweetheart, you are being mentioned today, tomorrow, and forever. Thank you so much, sir. I celebrate you. I love you for all your support. God bless you. Yes, thank you, Dr. Happiness. Thank you, Madam Winifred. Thank you, Chiamaka. Thank you, Coach Tracy, my friend who just turned 40. Love you so much. The anchor of the Advanced Lounge. Thank you to everyone on Instagram. Too many to mention. Molly Spaces, TRP Resource Place. You got value. God bless you. Madam Franklin. Lawrence, I love you right back. Thank you to all the super moms in the Girls Hub. Hoping to see you all. And by the way, if you're not in the Girls Hub, we have left you. You'll be seeing my girls popping everywhere, being resourceful. Don't come and say, oh, some parents are just lucky. Their children just turn out right. It is not luck, it is work. It takes a lot of work to be in the inner circle. It takes a lot of work to be in the Girls Hub. We're constantly working. So please join us and let's do it together. Thank you, Madam Lydia, Madam Amara, Madam Hope. Thank you, Ember. Thank you, Madam Lizzie, Imuzde. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, everybody. I've had an amazing time. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to comment. Share before there is trouble. When people have trouble with their children, the daughters especially, the first person number they send is my number. Please, can you share my number now? Share my handles now, please. Share now so that we don't have too many trouble cases. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. I celebrate you all and see you over the weekend. Please don't forget, we're going to have a parent session. We're going to have a parent session on Sunday with Coach Wendy. Yes, she's going to be teaching us on how we can raise resourceful teenagers. You don't want to miss it, but make sure that your teenagers are all here. Thank you, everybody. God bless you and see you on Saturday at the Global Teens Conference 2024.